Thank you, folks. That's a tune called Old Joe Clark. Just a little something to warm up the fingers. Now we're going to play you a song that we learned for a show that we played at Godfrey Daniels last year. It was a show full of brother duets, mainly. That was the focus of the show. And so we learned songs by the Blue Sky Boys and the Delmore Brothers and Monroe Brothers and all the brothers you could think of in early country and bluegrass music. And this is one that we got from the Blue Sky Boys. It's called Short Life of Trouble. 1, 2, 3, 2.
I already have another story about Godfrey Daniels. It's kind of, yeah, we're going to be talking about that place maybe a lot tonight. That place is very close to our hearts. I'm sure maybe some of you here are already familiar with Godfrey Daniels, but if you're not, it's a little listening room in Southside Bethlehem that's been around for 40 some odd years now, I guess. And we kind of like to consider it our home venue. It's a place we love to play in the area, and we get in there as much as we can. And a few years ago, it might have even been our first headlining show there, if I'm not mistaken. We did a Old and In the Way tribute. We played the whole album front to back. And ever since then, Ed and Lois have been asking for a reprise of that show.
Now, we didn't work up the whole album, but we did go ahead and work up one song off that album that we haven't done since then, and we're gonna try it out for you here.
Panama Red, Panama Red, they'll steal your woman, then they'll rob your head. Panama Red, Panama Red, on his white horse Mescalito, he comes breezing through town. Your woman's up in bed with old Panama Red. The judge don't know when Red's in town. He keeps well hidden underground. Everybody's acting lazy, falling out and hanging around. My woman said, hey Pedro, you're acting crazy like a clown. Nobody feels like working. Panama Red is back in town. Panama Red, Panama Red, he'll steal your woman, then he'll rob your head. Panama Red, Panama Red, on his white horse Mescalito, he comes breezing through town. Bet your woman's up in bed with old Panama Red. Everybody's looking out for him, cause they know Red satisfies. Little girls love to listen to him sing and tell sweet lies. If things get too confusing, honey, you're better off in bed. And I'll be searching all the joints in town for Panama Red. Panama Red, Panama Red, he'll steal your woman, then he'll rob your head. Panama Red, Panama Red, on his white horse Mescalito, he comes breezing through town. Bet your woman's up in bed with old Panama Red. Panama Red, Panama Red, he'll steal your woman, then he'll rob your head. Panama Red, Panama Red, on his white horse Mescalito, he comes breezing through town. Bet your woman's up in bed with old Panama Red. Thank you.
That's for you guys. We just learned it, relearned it last night. But you know, we're probably a lot better now at learning songs than we were when we originally did that show. At least I hope we are. It feels like we are. So maybe we should revisit that whole concept. About this one.
Some of you might know us from our usual band, which is Serene Green. We are a four-piece bluegrass band from here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And as bluegrass musicians, we are big fans of Bill Monroe, who is the father of bluegrass music. If you don't know who Bill Monroe is, you could spend probably an entire day on YouTube just listening to song after song after tune after tune. We're gonna play one of Bill Monroe's tunes. This is the first original tune that he ever recorded. We call this one the Tennessee Blues.
didn't like that? Thank you, folks. You are too kind. You know, they say that mandolin players spend half their life tuning and the other half playing out of tune. And I'm certainly proving that one true tonight. And I'll give you some of the details on why that is. You see, when you first change your strings, they kind of tend to stretch out a little bit and they don't hold their tune until you break them in. And then once you have played on your strings for a while and they start to get all tarnished, and in my case, rusty, then they also don't hold their tune in that scenario, and they stretch and they go out of tune and give you all kinds of hell. And in the summer, in the heat and the humidity and the sweat, the window of time between those two phases is about one song if you're lucky. And I think that was our second song. So bear with us. It's really not liking it. Are you you're capered for this one too?
Yeah.
I know you're the one that picked it.
We're gonna play a nice, pretty waltz for you next. This one is called I Miss the Mississippi and You. I miss the Mississippi dew. Days are dark and dreary everywhere I go. I miss the Mississippi and you. Roaming the wild world over, always alone and blue, so blue. Nothing seems to cheer me under heaven's dome. I miss the Mississippi and you. Mockingbirds are singing around the cabin door. I dream of Mississippi and you. Nothing seems to cheer me under heaven's dome. I miss the Mississippi and you. Roaming the wild world over, always alone and blue, so blue. Days are dark and dreary everywhere I go. I miss the Mississippi and you. The Mississippi and you.
Thank you.
All right, here's our third mention for Godfrey Daniels tonight. They ought to be paying us. Someone ought to be paying us. Speaking of which, I think there's a donation jar around here somewhere. But anyway, we, about a year or so ago, maybe two now, we played a John Hartford tribute show at Godfrey Daniels. John Hartford is a huge inspiration to us. He's a great banjo player and fiddle player and songwriter and, you know, just generally a top-rate weirdo on top of it all. And I love him for all those reasons. We're going to play what is by far his most popular songs, but it just doesn't get old no matter how many people have covered it. This one's called Gentle on My Mind.
Nice.
It's known that your door's always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's known I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and the ink stains that are dried upon some line. That keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns now that binds me, or something that somebody said because they thought we'd fit together walking. It's just known that the world will not be cursing or forgiving when along some railroad track can find that you're moving through the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind. And the clotheslines and the junkyards and the highways come between us, and some other woman's crying to her mother 'cause she turned and I was gone. I still might run in silence, tears of joy might stain my face, and the summer sun might burn me till I'm blind, but not to where I cannot see you walking on the back roads by the rivers flowing gentle on my mind. I dip my cup of soup back from the gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard. My beard roughening coal pile and dirty hat pulled low across my face. Through cupped hands round a tin can, I pretend to hold you to my breast and find that you're moving through the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind. Thank you. Oh, Beech Leaves. Alright, we're gonna play an old-time fiddle tune for you now. We love the old fiddle tunes. I think I'm especially partial to them. I could just sit and pick the fiddle tunes all day. This is one we learned from a friend of ours who's a fiddle player down in Asheville, North Carolina. I think he taught it to us the last time we were down there? Back in February. And it's called Old Beech Leaves. And after he taught it to us, it occurred to me what's so special about the old beech leaves as opposed to any other old leaves. If you're walking through the woods in the middle of the winter, you'll notice that the beech leaves hang on to the tree until the new leaves push them off in the springtime. So when all the rest of the trees are bare, you'll see these little pale, kind of orangish, peach colored leaves hanging on to the beech trees. And what I really like about them is when the wind blows just right, they kind of have this maraca sound, like blowing in the breeze. So I do love the old beech leaves, and I understand why someone liked them enough to write a whole tune named for them. So here it is, Old Beech Leaves. Thank you, folks. That's the old Beech Leaves. Now we're going to do another tune that we learned for our show of brother duets. This one was originally performed by the Monroe Brothers. You see, this was pre-bluegrass era we're talking about. Before Bill Monroe went along and invented bluegrass, which most historians would date around 1946 or late 1945, depending on how you want to look at it. This was before that, like back in the 1930s, early country music. The brother duet was very popular, and it was usually a guitar and mandolin kind of duo and harmony vocals, and a lot of country music and bluegrass that followed kind of grew out of that. And the Monroe Brothers were kind of the quintessential brother duo in my mind, and they started to tweak some things and kick it into high gear, and there were some inklings of bluegrass, the bluegrass that was to come later. And so there, a lot of their songs that they played are still being played today by bluegrass bands out there on the festival circuit. They're all common tunes that have stuck around for all this time. And we're going to do one now for you called Rabbit in a Log. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a rabbit in a log and ain't got my dog. How will I get him? I know. I'll get me a briar and I'll twist in his hair. That's the way I'll get him. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. That's the way I'll get him. I know. I'll get me a briar and I'll twist in his hair. That's the way I'll get him. I know. Build me a fire and I'll cut that old hair. Roll me in the flames and make him brown. Have a feast here tonight while the moon's shining bright. Find me a place to lie down. 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 Find me a place to lie down. Have a feast here tonight while the moon's shining bright. Find me a place to lie down. Track with my coat ripped up my back, soles on my shoes are nearly gone. Just a little ways ahead there's a farmer's shed. That's where I'll rest my weary bones. Weary bones, weary bones, you lazy bones, you lazy bones. That's where I'll rest my weary bones. Just a little ways ahead there's a farmer's shed. That's where I'll rest my weary bones. That's where I'll rest my weary bones. Thank you. Alright, here's another Bill Monroe song for you. Yeah. Take two.
Kentucky, beneath the beautiful harvest moon. And I was the boy that was lucky, but it all ended too soon. As I sit here alone in the moonlight, I can see your smiling face, and I long once more for your embrace and the beautiful Kentucky waltz.
Give it up for Michael Johnson singing the Kentucky Waltz. Wasn't that lovely?
Thank you.
I sure do like how you sing it.
Oh, thank you. Shack in the back, huh?
Yes, yes. We're gonna play another instrumental tune now. Yeah, Peter. This is one that I wrote, and I named it after our favorite bar, at least my favorite bar,
That's mine too.
also Michael's favorite bar. He used to live just a block away from the place, and we would get together to practice at his house, not at the bar, but then we'd go down to the bar after practice usually and hang out and shoot the breeze and have a beer. And the cool thing about this bar, it's very deceiving. When you drive by, you think to yourself, I would never step foot in a place like that. You know, like your typical dingy neighborhood dive bar. And it is exactly that. But then, you go out back. There's a whole out back section, and it's just lovely. It's got atmosphere and natural wood finish and open air breeze, and it's heated in the winter. They got the best bartenders and the best food, and it's just everything you could ask for of your neighborhood bar. And the bar is called the Shack. Very appropriate. And the back section is called the Back. Also kind of fitting. So this tune is called the Shack and the Back. Full taters. somewhere in there. Thank you. That's the shack in the back. Yes, up to the key of beach. Can you pass over this next one? It's getting kind of moving quick. Sure. So this past weekend, right? This past weekend? Not this weekend? You knew what I was going to say already. This past weekend, we were supposed to be performing at Gray Fox Bluegrass Festival for our very first time, which was really exciting for us. Thank you. It's really exciting for us because that is one of the best bluegrass festivals in the country, in my opinion. And it's been a goal of ours to get up there for a couple years now. In lieu of playing at the festival, we got to participate in the Spirit of Gray Fox online stream this past weekend, which is also exciting. And we will be there next year for Gray Fox 2021. So I hope we see some of you up there. I highly recommend you try to make it. It's a great festival. And so we're going to play a song now that we get from the host band of Gray Fox Bluegrass Festival. So the host band is Dry Branch Fire Squad, and they're a really awesome band. They're funny, they tell a lot of stories and jokes, and they pick it in the old kind of way, have like a really traditional kind of sound, and they play some great songs. And this is one we got from them that might be a little relatable to you if you've grown up around here. This is a song about little family farms being bought up by big land developers and corporate farming entities, and if you've lived in the Lehigh Valley for a while, you've probably seen that happen around here. This one's called Devil Take the Farmer. I'm Corby Swanson, these are Swanson lands, herding near 150 years, worked by Swanson hands. Now the land boys want to buy me, and I'd rather I was dead. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, farmers in the red. When Lord May was living, Lord, weren't we living high? Sausage, steak, and bacon, pudding, cakes, and pie. Now when I've got a cow down, vet knows I can't pay. I ain't even got enough to put my bones away. And the weather takes its toll, and the years take your life. The city takes the children, and the fever takes the wife. The dry wind takes the wheat, and the bills take the beans, and the devil take the farmer in the land of the big machines. They don't know good from bad land, they don't know corn from weeds. They don't want the houses, they only want the deeds. They use it as a tax dodge, they use it as a shield. Half the stuff they hand me, I could fertilize a field. And the weather takes its toll, and the years take your life. The city takes the children, and the fever takes the wife. The dry wind takes the wheat, and the bills take the beans, and the devil take the farmer in the land of the big machines. Don't care whose home they're taking, don't care whose land they grab. They sit out in the boiling sun in an air-conditioned cab. They got a button saying harvest, another saying seed, a third one just says money, and it pours in while they sleep. And the weather takes its toll, and the years take your life. The city takes the children, and the fever takes the wife. Dry wind takes the wheat, and the bills take the beans, and the devil take the farmer in the land of the big machine. The farmer stands alone. The farmer stands alone. I ain't even got enough to bury my own bones. Thank you. Alright, we're going to play one more song, then we're going to take a short break. Or, actually, I think it was in the contract that it would be a long break. If that's alright with you all. That would give us some time to eat some food, to mingle, to socialize or social distance, depending on where you're at in this whole thing. So we're going to take a break of undetermined length, but we will get back sooner or later with a whole nother set. So we just hope you don't all leave on us. We'll try not to make it so long that you start to leave. But in the meantime, we're going to finish off this set with a song, another Bill Monroe song, although this was co-written by Bill Monroe and Hank Williams. Now, I use the air quotes because usually songs that were co-written back in the day were actually written by someone else, but the band leader took credit for them. So this was co-written by Bill Monroe and Hank Williams. This is called Blue Lonesome. No, the whole thing, I think. Okay. Yeah. The lonesome sign of a train going by makes me want to stop and cry. I recall the day it took you away. I'm blue, I'm lonesome too. When I hear that whistle blow, I wanna pack my suitcase and go. The lonesome sign of a train going by makes me want to stop and cry. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Once again, this is Michael Johnson. I am Quentin Fisher. We're going to be back in a little while to play some more music for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.